Namaste and Lak'ech, my family, and I have a very important galactic update for you today. Um, I had two amazing dream sequences, and I actually needed a day or two to process them in order to translate this to you guys in a manner for me to understand exactly what's going on. There was a new decree offered up by the Sphere Being Alliance, and it goes as follows. I'll jump right into it. Okay, let me express some of the stuff that's been going on. Well, um, this morning, let's just take right there. It's easiest for me as I stay in between worlds here. Hence the coffee talk, right? Transition from one pyramid to the next. Um, Last night in my dream sequence, I was in Manhattan Beach, California, where I grew up, helping a lot of my friends I went to high school with. I had my hand or my hand around my one buddy's shoulders, and I was talking to him, and my brother, and he was like, "Hey, man, we're in 4D, mind you." And he's like, "Hey, bro, like I just don't know if I'm ready for this. Like, I've been doing my best, but I don't know if I can be like you. And I was just kind of laughing, I was like, not laughing, but I was like, "Hey, bro, like, we're all on the same team down here, and you know, I want to express to you that these changes are coming to Earth, you know, with our consent or not. It's a kind of like these Earth changes and these different levels of consciousness and this higher frequency of energy that's, happening right now on Earth. There is no way to stop this. Okay, this is more like of a galactic alignment type of a situation. And I kind of put his mind at ease, and I helped him. And looking back on my life, out of everyone I know, growing up, many very gifted, angelic beings who incarnated with me. They're very special. Each and every one of them is very special. All of my friends, just as like all of your friends, are very, very special and dear to you. The thing is for us to understand and remember is that as we keep pushing the ceiling of our consciousness, as we keep climbing out of the lower mind into the higher mind of understanding, that it's our job to not only process that information, but to translate it to our friends in a very, normal, simple way, right? So, um, one of the questions where I was talking to him about, I'm like, "Hey, bro, I understand your belief system, but what are you gonna do in a year and a half when there's a huge ass ship in the sky? Is that gonna completely blow up your belief system, or are you gonna be waiting for it like some of us, or is it gonna be too much for you to handle?" And some of my friends, back at home, they're kind of like weekend warriors. They kind of work really hard in 3D, and when that weekend starts, they just do whatever they can to get back into that lower mind. Party, whatever your MO is. And a lot of my friends and family who work very, very hard at their jobs, and they just kind of want to forget about the day. You kind of come home, you have a drink or a beverage of your choice, and you kind of sit down, you watch TV, you get hypnotized, you get up in the morning and you do it again. Here's what I'm trying to express to you. Um, when your oversoul kind of gets involved in your life, when your highest self and your higher selves kind of get involved in your life, everything's going to change. And to be perfectly honest with you, like Big Buddha always said, change is the only constant in the universe. So just because you got used to a certain lifestyle, just because you got used to a certain day-to-day routine, just because you got used to, this is how I would like you think, right, my existence to take place, I want you to remember where you come from. This place is the waking dream. When I'm awake in this suit and I'm staring at you through this little camera here, right, on my phone, this is the dream. Many of us gave up many things to come down here and assist this planet. No one really talks about it. I know. Do you want me to remind you? I think I shall. Well, let's sit back, relax, and take a sip of coffee. Here we go. Oh. I remember what my house looked like in heaven. I remember my white marble floors. I remember my bed. I remember my wings. I remember my hair was golden blonde. I remember my outfit. I remember what the trees look like. I remember what the fountains look like. I remember what the gates look like. The gates to heaven, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, are two huge golden harps. It's a harmonic which opens and closes the door. For you guys that know what's up, then you know what I'm talking about. I remember all of the awesome stuff that I used to do. On my light, remember, this is a polarity game. Okay, so let's express some of this. Why I remember some of these awesome angelic stuff, and I'm in this suit, or why do I remember some of this space, more mechanical type stuff on my night side, and what's this all about? And this truly brings me full circle back into this conversation of what this decree is. But let me do a little more background for you. This garden, this solar system, this awesome place, right, that we are existing in, we are existing in a specific bandwidth allotted to us from Gaia, that awesome sentient being which we are all sitting on, who is alive and conscious and very awesome, very loving, wants to take care of all of her kids. There is actual huge sentient being, collective consciousness known as Gaia, Earth, whatever you would like to know. The planet is alive. Now, on this ship, there are different levels and controls. The captains of this ship for the last 17 million years, right? Not those on the surface, however, but our friends and family down there in Agartha. Very awesome beings. If you guys want to know what they look like, it's like if you remember Lord of the Rings, when they go hang out with the elves, they look like really hot elves. Tall, white, blonde hair. The skin color is based on, I think it's based because you're actually in the ground using an artificial sun, artificial sky inside the earth. So your skin color stays pretty white. I'm not saying they're not cut different colors down there, or tanning beds, because I'm sure there are. But what I'm trying to get to is that it's a very elven type of a flavor, Agartha. Now, on this ship, you got two oceans, you got a central sun, you got obviously you have our sky, you have our Alcanosphere, you have multiple layers of this game. I was always taught that the 15th dimension is the outer shell of this apple. If this apple was Earth, the outer shell is 15D. That's not to say there's not higher beings, right, existing, right, in our dimension to help us out. We call these beings guardians. Ooh, we're getting down to it now. I didn't know I was going to start talking about this. Okay, let's break down what else we know. Okay, here we go. We know that we come from different galactic families. We know that we've been, there's been different flavors, okay? If you guys want to go back to some of the Corey Goody stuff that was talked about, you know, the thing to understand is there's different races, different flavors that have come to Earth, right? And that mixing, right, of the different genetic stuff, the DNA code, all this other stuff, has all been Fibonacci wrapped in that golden ratio, processed down this golden spiral staircase into you. All right. Now, we are the walking hardware. Consider our energy bodies that firmware. And obviously our consciousness, our software, right? What we're broadcasting back and forth through our different energy points, hence our chakras. Each of them communicato, upload, download, obviously your crown chakra, whatnot. Energy fires out of your hands. Your left hand's your receiving hand, right hand's your sending hand. Left foot pulls energy up from the ground, right foot sends it. I cleaned up one of my brothers, one of my Anunnaki brothers from old school, came by my house about 5 days ago, and I removed a collar off of him and an anklet on his right ankle. Why am I sharing this? Well, if you can't send energy or a signal back down into the grid, you're basically just a high voltage being with no ground. You have to understand what is limiting you and why, and what is feeding off of your energy. Okay, here's the thing with Earth that's kind of tricky, which I'm breaking down, mind you, every single day, and I will figure this out inevitably. That's what I tell all my guides. I will figure this out. So check this out. Duality, let's break this down. Okay, so you got a higher polarity and a way to function on motivation on your left side. I know it's opposite on the camera, but this is my left hand, this is my right hand, this is my left side, heart side, light side. This is my right side, my night side. Here we go. Light side, 5D, 7D, 9D, 11D. D equals dimension, dimensional space, and I'll explain this to you. Okay. 13, right? Obviously, anything above 12, mind you, the duality game is kind of underneath 12. I know this because I had my eyes on, and basically when I looked up to on the ring on 12D, it was just a bunch of gods and deity dudes looking down on us like, yo, what's going on down there, bro? Dude, it's kind of crazy down there. It's almost like if you were, you know how you look into a fishbowl? This is what it's like. If you want to look, you don't know what a god looks like, or a higher angelic, or what it feels like for them. You imagine you have like a really big aquarium in your living room, and imagine like taking your face and like putting your head into the water and like looking at all the fish. Like, whoa, it's so cool down there. There's like coral, and they have like little houses. Anyways, what I'm getting to is it's kind of like that. You guys want to know what it feels like? Kind of feels like that. Okay, so what else? Kind of like snorkeling. All right. So this is the big download in what I had to process for 2 days. So check this out. The sphere being alliance, my highest self, my Lyran self. I have, okay, so we broke down the light side, right? Let's break down the night side dimensions. 4D, 6D, 8D, 10D. Okay? Right there. This is what's being offered right now from the sphere being alliance. Okay? Everyone knows what nanotechnology is. Back in the day when they tried to explain this stuff about negative polarity and some of the stuff, they couldn't express it, they didn't know what it was. This nanotechnology, especially in the fourth dimension, is jacked into a control system, right, that has a negative polarity and a parasitic function which feeds off lower life forms, energy, negative energy, and whatnot. What I'm getting to is I'm beginning to see and break down the actual biological and mechanical functions of this matrix, not just the energy, which is woo-woo explained. This stuff which is affecting the fourth dimension, the sixth dimension, the eighth dimension, and the 10th dimension on your TV channel. Hi, this is my remote as I switch through different dimensions of reality, right? This is what's being offered. Mind you, my night side, my Anunnaki, my Drake side, you know, some of my Syrian side. Syrians can rock both sides, mind you. But in polarity, right? On the night side, service to self. On the light side, service to others. Okay, here's the deal. If you turn in 40% of your nanotech gear in dimensions 4, 6, 8, and 10, okay, if you guys are aware of your higher selves, if you're aware of that big night dude on your right hand side, you know, if you're aware of the different shadow things that are connected to you, if your eyes are on and you can actually see your higher self or hear your higher self, listen to me. I'm rock that Orion flavor. I know what I speak of. A lot of people contact me that have some of these situations on a higher level. Okay, not like I just woke up, but like I've been awake for 5, 6, 7 years, right? Or, you know, at least 2 years. What is this stuff, Ryan, and why do I feel these deals? This, again, is what's being offered. Some of you guys are like, what's going on? Dude, this is a big deal. And I'm going to explain, not only is it a big deal, but it's a way that we in 3D, as like the babies down here, can like do a super solid for all of our higher selves that rock that night polarity and kind of like do what hasn't been done here in a very long time. Okay? Step into your power and make it, you know, and call a shot. Here's the shot again. If you turn in your gear, your nanotech, meaning that, here's the example. You guys ever seen the new Avengers movie? Winter Soldier. How half his body's mechanical. Super fast, super strong. Guy gets up, guy can run really fast. All of that type of mechanical stuff, transhumanism, kind of weird stuff. Listen, if you give up 40% of your gear in 4, 6, 8, and 10 and hand that nanotech off properly to your highest self on your light side, there is a galactic reprieve going on right now that you will have, that basically it's not a free karmic run, but it will not only alleviate a ton of your karma, but it'll actually allow you to go up and ascend. Not to mention, right, when you hand off that gear, it does not mean that your cup is half empty. Mind you, check this out. You will be upgraded with some of the different components that are available to you from that highest light, from the game makers, not the participants in this game, understand the difference. The game makers will hook you up. Your intent has to be there, your integrity has to be there, and you have to do it from the child, from your heart, from your inner child who wants to help your higher selves out. This is a complete ground reformat of your entire codon, DNA, helix, consciousness, constitution of what you would like to be on this planet. That type of reprieve is going on right now. That's why it took me 2 days to do it. That night when that download came in, I was like, hey, I get to keep 60% of my gear and I get upgraded. So here's the visual I got to see. So we're clear. I got to see my fourth dimensional dude pop up, go over there. He kind of looks like Winter Soldier, honestly. He's dope. Highest self kind of hooked him up. He's about this big compared to my highest self. So highest self hooked him up. I remember, if you guys have seen that movie with Keanu Reeves, When the Earth Stood Still, that nanotech, my highest self literally pulled, went like this, and all of those nanoparticles, all that tech actually siphoned out of my fourth dimensional version, basically into a type of containment unit, and was then shifted off. I did that for each of my higher selves, 4, 6, 8, and 10. 8 is Anunnaki land, 10 is Draco land, 6 is Syrian land, and fourth dimension, it's kind of like Hollywood on steroids. That's like the basic cartoon where you have the angel and the devil sitting on your shoulder. It's not that. This is my lowest night side. Hi, I'm the fourth dimensional version of Rion. And the lowest light side, I'm the angel. I'm the lowest light version of Rion. Okay? I'm trying to express this to you. I understand when I explain this stuff to you guys that some of you guys who are just waking up are like, what is this? It sounds like, a different language. I can't follow this guy. Listen to me very cool, calm, and collectively. You are a multidimensional being existing in the third dimension. Your energy body and the energy that is coursing through you, hence your soul, is much older than you are in this suit. What I'm trying to reference is that some of us have woken up to that soul information, which is now coursing through the suit, not I'm only this age in this dimension and this is all I know. We call this ascension or being enlightened. Okay, that's all. And chill. Let's all take a deep breath. That was a lot of information, and by the way, that is a very large deal, and that was not easy. For just so you know, on my night side, that was not an easy deal. Because here's the deal, you got used to using the super tech mechanical, firepower, that nanotech stuff's pretty gnarly, guys. Self-healing, self-shield. The shielding was what I really liked. The shields that kind of rock up in your chest and create like a metal shield when it's, and here's the thing about it. It has its own consciousness. It's not waiting for your brain to see a bullet coming. It comes up inside your suit and reacts to a projectile coming this way while you're looking that way. Here's the thing with it. It's jacked into a different program, a different overseer, a different consciousness. And that consciousness, which is connected to, it needs to be seriously upgraded. And I can say that in the most non-judgmental, awesome way I possibly can. There are a lot of our higher selves on that night side that have been under this type of consciousness or control for quite some time. Our job is not to judge them. Our job is to love them and help them clean up that back office and some of the choices and stuff. Because if we're going to be a planet of peace, mind you, I speak to all sentient beings on this planet now, not just the vessels listening to me. All of the higher selves which are monitoring this conversation through this vessel, pay attention, please. We are here to represent all sentient beings on this planet. The Sphere Being Alliance is here to represent all sentient beings on this planet, your experiences, and the knowledge and awesomeness and interaction that you have gained here. We are very proud of you. Right now, what is being asked is less war and more peace. Please hand over some of those things and make the transition that much easier for you in your vessel, and we are here to assist you. And that is all. My name is Rion. I love you guys so much. Peace, namaste, all that flavor. Just know that we are breaking this down, and yes, we are intelligent enough to not only handle these decisions, but make these decisions for the entire planet, step by step, as we remember who we are. And You guys want to hit me up, check out ascensionleague.com or teamlight.com. You guys have some questions or need some assistance on removing some of this nanotech, right, that's been affecting you, let me know. I'll hook you up. We have a very amazing team of healers out here in Sedona. We can definitely take care of you. My name is Rion. You have a blessed day, and that reprieve is being granted right now. Love you.